The corporal drank too much and played loose and fast with the law and everything else. Wallace started following Fry's lead in adopting bad habits. The pressure to try to fix the problems at the armory with little to no leadership or guidance was unbearable to Wallace. Rather than him seek help, he tried to keep his misery in to himself and chose ding, 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 abusing alcohol to help him cope with his work problems. In addition to poor training and leadership, NCOs began verbally abusing Wallace again, and he had experienced that the same one he experienced in boot camp. Wallace had never been so miserable. All right, crime junkie, how you doing? Has anyone heard Tyler say in an interview to a detective that when Maddie visited, he wanted to sleep with her and his wife make a snuggle sandwich, but Maddie didn't want to? Yes, we absolutely heard that. We watched that on my channel. We listened to it. And I gotta say, if you're taking this, if you're saying this to somebody that's never been abused, it's probably not a problem. But when you think about Maddie being abused for since she was 7, 8, maybe even 6 years old, then that's a problem. But normally a snuggle sandwich with your kid that's not being abused, it's not a problem. All right. It's a sentencing. Yeah, it's sentencing. So isn't it Tyler's attorney? It's the state. It came from it actually. Okay, so we're on page 3 of 19, which we're not going to go through all of it, but this is the United States. Listen what it is. United States of America versus Tyler Wallace. It's a sentencing memorandum. So we haven't got to if that's from who yet. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Let's keep going. I haven't got to that yet. I redacted a bunch of stuff and I hadn't got to it. Okay. Now, Kelly, you're fantastic. If it was, that, thank you for getting ahead of me. All right. How you doing, Rosie? Good to see you. Everybody hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you haven't. All right. And donate if you can. All right. Yeah. So Undead Ramen, my daughter's a squish and she snuggles, still not feeling well after a seizure. I'm very proud that Maddie was able to stand up for herself after everything she'd been through. But like I was saying, a normal child can snuggle, or you can say, I'm having a snuggle sandwich with my daughter and it's no big deal. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Carly on the phone last night and Reese fell asleep on my lap with their feet all over me near my face. No big deal. No big deal. But she's not an abused child, and Maddie was. Did Tyler know it? No. All right. Tyler would have been dishonorably discharged if found guilty. Okay, now we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're not even there yet. All right. We're not even there. All right. Listen up now. So he's drinking, he's having people abuse him. Now, DOD, the threat of DOD the audit loomed. No one seemed to have any answers about the paperwork in the armory. So Wallace decided he needed to get out at the end of his tour. Anderson's protection of Wallace from the NCOs remained until he was dishonorably, or I'm sorry, not dishonor. I'm going to spread misinformation. Wallace was honorably discharged. All right. Let's get that straight so no rumors start before I'm able to break this down. Right now, I'm talking about why Jen Soto wrote about Tyler and in a favorable light. However, Wallace's decision to self-medicate his unhappiness with alcohol continued to take a toll on him. By this time, his service ended. Wallace was emotionally lost and in a bad place. He was happy with his service and the job pressure he felt ill-equipped to handle was over, but he didn't know where his life was headed after 4 years in the Marines and didn't want to lose the brotherhood and the camaraderie that he felt with his friends. Now, listen, y'all, Monday was Veterans Day, okay? And I know if you heard this story and it wasn't about Tyler Wallace, a guy that his daughter was abused and then her life taken, I know that you guys wouldn't be saying, this guy's a POS. What a bad dad. We don't even know that. As a matter of fact, when we're reading these letters, we're going to hear all kinds of people, which I'm not going to read all of them today. I'm going to read Jen's letter. When you hear these people, you're going to say, wow, Jen even thought he was a stand-up guy. Why did she keep him away from his daughter? What's wrong with that potato? All right, so let's keep going. I don't understand things sometimes. I don't understand people. All right, so honorably discharged. That's the least they could do after what they put him through. He's an honorably discharged veteran. Sunshine, I couldn't have said that any better. Thank you. Ashley, thank you so much for the $9.99 super sticker. I appreciate that. And it comes in handy right about now. So thank you. Hi, Nikki. All right, let's go. We're on page 4. His friends. Okay, so he had his friends. He was drinking too much and still hanging out with his Marines friends after they got off work. Now we know how you get off work and you start drinking and it goes into the next day, right? So it was during this time period that he helped his friend bury government property in Reardon's garage, a decision that has ultimately brought him before the court to face justice for his crime. At this time, helping friends put stolen government property in a hole in one of his buddies' garage did not seem like a big deal. After all, he didn't personally keep anything and he was just helping out his friends. While he's drinking, being abused, making bad decisions, Anderson and the others were his good friends and he didn't ask any questions. His poor decision then making and the extent of his fall from the bright-eyed young man who had joined the Marine Corps just 4 years earlier was epitomized by his ill-fated decision to participate in crime and theft. And that's what it was. It was crime and theft, and that's what it was. Crime, theft, explosives, burying them, doing poor paperwork. Now looking back, his crime brings him to his knees with guilt and remorse. Things have changed greatly since leaving the military. With the help of his wife and family, his wife is Tatiana, Wallace stopped drinking alcohol and started focusing on what's important in life. Despite the bad experiences he's had in the military, he is proud to have served his country the best he could and made the most of the GI Bill and is now gainfully employed in ITF sales in Texas. There you go. He's been in Texas. That's where Maddie was going back and forth. Not often, but he was paying his child support. Jen was, and I wish I could get the documents to show you. She was doing parental alienation, right? So he provides for his family and his daughter and is hopeful for the future. Maddie's gone now. He has the respect and admiration of his family, friends, coworkers, even Jen Soto, many of whom had a hard time dealing with his admission of guilt of theft of government property. If you speak with them, Wallace is one of the most honest and loyal people they know. All right. Let me check out your comments. I want to get to if he's so bad and so terrible and such an awful guy, why did Jen write that? Adam drives Helen. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. Yeah, Lynette, thank you for saying that. I get so angry too when I think how Jen fought to have full custody. What? Why'd she do that? Why'd she do that? Everything Jen says is she is and has, Tyler does have. She is none, just wants support and not work. Yeah, well, we know that. Jen was jealous that he was happy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's up, Criddles? How you doing? Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. All right, so we're hearing about Tyler. We're doing this document read. So we're on page 5 and 19. Difficult and embarrassing to approach them and tell what he has done. To his surprise, his employer and friends and family expressed their heartfelt support and disbelief that he could do such a thing. All right, but Wallace knows that he did commit a crime, and for that, he's very remorseful. He let himself down. He let the country down. He let his friends down. He let his daughter down. He let the family down. He relives the decision he made every single night and day and knows the cost of his decision that has rendered upon his family. He has vowed to make it right at whatever cost and face whatever punishment the court renders. He is forthcoming with his NCIS investigators and timely accepted responsibility. He has complied with all terms of supervised release and stands ready to face judgment of the court. All right, let's see. We're on page 5. We're almost to the end of this. What happened? His parents have flown in from Kansas to support him at sentencing, and friends, family, and coworkers have written letters and attached them for the court's consideration. all stand ready to accept the judgment of the court and will continue to support Wallace because he has earned their love and support. Wallace is in agreement with the sentencing recommendation of the United States Probation Office and the United States Attorney, and respectfully joins in asking the court to sentence him to terms as outlined, including the term of probation with 4 months of electronic monitoring. However, should the court seek a period of incarceration, Wallace asks for 30 days to get his affair in order before serving his time.